Okay, apparently I can only record for an hour at a time, which I did not know about, so I apologize. So I'm gonna really try to hurry this up. I guess it's gonna be broken down into two parts. Sorry. But anyways, let's just go to the alien thing. So I started connecting to the Arcturians. I had all that stuff for a couple of weeks. Like 2 months was very intense. And then I started doing meditations. They would activate my third eye. I would feel tingling all around here. And I would get crazy visuals. And the Sasquatch being is actually one of my first beings. And so I have a special place in my heart for them, for the elementals too. They really started connecting to me after the Arcturians. It's just the fairy beings and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. So basically, I started meditating, and meditation's key. And up until a couple months ago, so I guess I'll just stop here. A couple months ago, I went to the Hukalo workshop, and part of doing this video, I think Max wanted people to just introduce their journeys and to guide more people to the Hukalo path or whatever. So, but yeah, so I went to the workshop, and even though Ivan has told me forever that I'm a channeler and that that's what I'm here to do, I don't know. I even did it one time, and I didn't think I was channeling, and he was like, "You're channeling and you don't know it." So I went to the workshop, and Jim was like, "Yes, you've been channeling. You're a channeler. You're going to be a channeler like me. You have 5 openings, 5 different ways of channeling, but right now you have like 2 of them open. But you're going to get there." And part of it is, I can't be too hard on myself. I'm 25 years old. I'm going to be 26 soon. I mean, I got this a lot younger than a lot of people. So the way I look at it is, imagine what I'm gonna do. Imagine what I'm gonna be able to do 20 years from now. Oh my God! Like, I'm so grateful. That's why, even though I'm a bad channeler now, I'm very young. I have the opportunity, and I'm blessed to be young and have this. So the future is gonna be beautiful. That's when I learned, though, at the workshop that, and another thing, I got to the workshop expecting everybody to be where I was. And no, I'm not saying I'm at a higher level. None of that stuff. Don't think like that. But I went there thinking that everyone had experiences with aliens and visuals, and I was wrong. No. So part of me was, I went there to learn about channeling, but I ended up helping other people. But where am I getting at? So basically, I learned about the reptilian side of me, and I realized that the messages that I get, that's channeling. I mean, and I try to open this up to people. Some people are like, "Oh yeah, I can't channel." For example, and this is a positive thing, so I'll drop your name, Leela. I was talking to Leela because she wants to become a channeler, and I'm like, okay. Do you have contact? Do you have the telepathic communications with beings? And she's like, yeah, I connect to the dragons all the time. And I'm like, well, there you go. You're a channeler. It's that simple. You just got to learn to bring it in and be in front of a camera, But I'm a little different because I was in plays. I have a big mouth. I love talking. I love doing this, to me, I know not everyone's the same, but to me, this is like one of my strengths. I mean, that's channeling, man. So, at the workshop, I just opened everything up. I took my filter of how I thought these things should be, and I learned to have an open mind, and I started speaking Arcturian. I think it's a Native American language. I'm not sure what it is. It's the Ashua Akata Kuwatia Siatakata, like whatever that is. I think it's Native American. And then I started speaking Arcturian. Like, what did I say? It was like Anicha, and it's really hard. It's like Anicha Kokuku Toloko, something like that. And Jim was like, yeah, you're saying I'm ready, basically. So I started getting the messages, and I just went all out. I was like, you know what? If this is channeling, and I'm constantly getting messages, you're like, I'm just gonna go full on ahead with this, and I'm gonna become a channeler, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me. So the last couple months, I've really learned to become a channeler. It's really funny. I laugh at it now because a couple months ago when I was trying to channel, literally for about maybe a month or like 5 weeks, every single day, and I'm talking every single day of the 5 weeks, I would do a meditation, and then I'd get in front of a camera, and this is a great. I would sit, and I'd ask for beings to come, and even though I was getting messages already, I thought, an alien being, like, I thought I was going to be Jim basically from the start, and that's not how it works. Everything takes practice, practice makes improvement. Practice doesn't make things perfect. There's no such thing as perfection, so I would sit and I would literally expect to be like warped to another planet or have an alien being come in me and I'm completely gone or on a ship or whatever. So I had this expectation that it was going to be greater than it really was. And I kept having it's so funny now because, I would do that and then I get really frustrated with myself. I get pissed. And then I would start thinking, oh, maybe I need to stop drinking beer completely. Maybe I need to become a vegan or vegetarian, which, I'm going to be honest, that's not in the cards for me, man. I eat steak like 3 times a week, and I love chicken. I bless it every time I eat it, and also, like, I'm a big dude. I can't live off of vegetables. It's just not in the cards. But it doesn't have to be. It's okay, That's why at the workshop I lost a lot of weight because everyone's a vegan and vegetarian, and I'm sitting here like I just want like a burger or some chicken or, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I would get frustrated because I would try to channel and I couldn't. Well, I thought I couldn't, and then as soon as I would stop, press the stop button and stop recording. Boom, I would just hear all these things, and I'm like, they're messing with me. This is not fair. I was like, what the hell, guys? Like, this is a really mean joke. So I got bitter for a little bit of time. I got bitter, and I literally was kind of like, F you guys. This is not funny, and I'm not taking this lightly. So you guys are going to awaken me, and then I asked Ivan, I was like, did they just give up on me, And he was like, no, like, you're already channeling. Stop worrying about it so much and just go in the heart and just whatever comes out. Basically, you have to let when you start, you have to let whatever comes out just comes out. And maybe not, publicly post it all. Maybe record it and keep it for yourself. That's really, really good advice that I got. So, eventually I learned to get in meditation, open my telepathic abilities, and now they won't shut up, and basically get the messages so I know what I'm going to say. And then so, if you're someone who you're like, oh, because you know what you're going to say, you're not channeling, you're what's that word, charlatan, or whatever it is. It's like, no, man, because it's not like I go and read the stuff on the internet, I go into a meditation, beings come to me because I know how to separate my body from my spirit. Like, it's crazy now. Like, I'll be like, you know what, I want to go see my friends. I'll get into a meditation, and I'll go hang out with Steve. I know Steve is not his name, but because, the Arcturian who is like, you're not going to be able to pronounce my name, and they're very lighthearted. They almost remind me of, like, always having their inner child. He was like, Steve is a name that is going to bring laughter. And everyone I know who's watched that video has said that they laughed. So, I'll literally go hang out with Steve, or I'll connect to, like, Andromeda or whatever. And I know how to get to use imagination to the point where it's not imagination anymore. So, in a way, not fake it till you make it with meditation, but, like, using your imagination will give you a running start. And then now I can get into a meditation, and then I'll quickly just go and connect. But, I'll get into a meditation nowadays, and then they'll come to me, and then so I'll know what I'm going to say, and then I'll come in here, and I'll ask to be protected, and I'll ask for them to come in, and then I'll start speaking, And then while I'm hearing them talk, I start speaking. And I know I've talked about this before, but I'm going to keep talking about it so other people can finally get this. So as they're speaking to me, and as I start speaking, these two ways sync up. And then it gets to a point where I'm in a trance state. I'm not really there sometimes, and then I'm doing it, you know. So that was my journey for that. And then is there anything else? I'll leave it with this. The physical contact I had. So I know Ivan said he didn't think it was real physical contact because, and again, I'm gonna play this out real quick. You know, he said it wasn't real physical contact because Arcturians, he said, the one that I connected to, he said was a fifth and sixth dimensional being. So he said that he didn't see a way of them coming into the 3D. But the reason I was sick recently, he said, is because Arcturians are about to have physical contact with me. So it's like you're kind of contradicting yourself, my friend, you know. You're my buddy, but you're kind of contradicting yourself, man, because it's like you're telling me that it's impossible for them to physically contact me, and then now you're saying they're about to, you know. But anyways, I went to sleep one night. I had no idea what was going to happen. And for about a year or two, and now my mom's starting to do this because I'm starting to finally break through to her with this stuff. You know, for a year or two, every single night, and I still do this every night, I ask for beings to come. Whoever that Arcturian was that I connected to, I ask for them to come and to connect with me. And forever, you know, they wouldn't. And then so part of this is, you know, how they say God works in mysterious ways. Aliens love to come in and do stuff when you're not expecting, because that's kind of the whole point. Like, if you're like me, and you kind of just sit around and, like, wait for things, it's not going to happen. But as soon as you give up and you start focusing on something else, boom, they come in. And yeah, I'm getting a laughing Arcturian right now. They're getting humor from this, so that's cool. But I woke up, and I mean, it was probably his energy, you know, in the room that woke me up. But I was in bed. I woke up, and I was kind of like, I couldn't speak. I was like, this is happening. This is finally happening. Being about, okay, where's my hand? This, like, 3 feet tall. I mean, he was shorter than I thought they would be. They were really short. There are, you know, multiple different physical ways they can manifest. Like, there's a feline Arcturian that I see all the time that I actually saw at the workshop, who's been around me since. But anyways, blue, and most of my, when I have my other aspects as Arcturian or Andromedan or whatever, it's a blue being. I'm blue, and I have white veins. It's really weird. I'm blue with white veins, and I have, like, small white, like, hair things. I don't think it's hair, but it looks like hair. What's that movie, Watchmen? I think I've only seen it. I didn't like the movie at all. I think his name was Dr. Manhattan or something. The blue guy with the circle on his forehead. That's what I look like in the higher dimensions. So Arcturians kind of look like that, but they're like 3 foot. Anyways, he had a really, really big head. The eyes were not what I thought they would be. I expected a blue-gray. I expected what a gray looks like with just some blue, you know, like blue skin tone. But no, not at all. There's another race of aliens, and I believe, I forgot their name, starts with a K. They're from the very first episode of Star Trek ever. They're the ones that were blue with the big heads with the cape things. I think those are Arcturians. I think that's what it's based off of. I forgot the name, so I'm not gonna waste time trying to remember it. But anyways, the eyes were different. It was like they weren't the almond huge. I mean, they were big, and his head was massive. But they almost had, it was like a mixture of the grays where it's big, but also human, you know, in a way. Like, they had the bigness, but then they had the circular smallness too. And I'm not trying to make fun of him here, but it was kind of funny because he was waddling around. I woke up, I looked to the right side of my bed, and there was an Arcturian wobbling to me, and he had 3 fingers on each hand, and each finger was huge. I'm talking like a fist. Well, not as big as my fist, maybe half the size. But I mean, each finger was like 3 water bottle things, very different. Extremely long arms. The arms to me almost look like they were like very disproportionate, you know. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. So he waddled over to me and picked my hand up, and I remember the feeling, and that's why I think it was physical contact, because I physically remember the feeling of his body. I can sit here and say, ladies and gentlemen, I shook hands with an alien, and I know the feeling, and it was awesome. If anyone has touched a dolphin before, if you've ever, been in one of those pools or whatever where you can pet a dolphin, feels just like that. Feels like a dolphin. It's like there's a weird coat of protection around it, but at the same time it was like smooth. I really don't know how to understand it, but basically I was in bed, I was laying down, I woke up, I saw him, he waddled over to me, and then he picked my hand up and quickly shook it, like almost like greetings, like hello. And I was sitting there like I couldn't speak, I couldn't move. And I thought, this is going to end either how it did, either amazing and probably the best experience I've ever had, or, and I'm being honest right here, or I'm going to die. That's what I thought. And this is what, really helps me connect to them a lot, is that he shook my hand and he put his hand, I'm trying to relive it. He put one of his hands on his head, and then he took his other hand and he like cupped my head. So I was laying down still because I couldn't move. I was like not scared, but the vibration and his energy was so compelling, it almost paralyzed me. Like I'm like, if you're in a dream and there's like someone after you but you can't move, it's like that, like a physical stage fright type of thing. But I was laying down and he put his fingers on his head. And he cut my head, and I just looked up at him with the most vulnerability I think I have ever had. I'm talking, like, again, I thought he could have been there to kill me, even though he saved my life. But I looked at him with my eyes like, basically my soul is in your control right now. And I heard, and I still, to this day, I will never forget the sound. I heard a sound, but I didn't hear the sound with my ears. I heard it inside. So imagine telepathy, where someone's talking to you and you hear it inside, but not with your ears. I heard, it was like a technology, like a like weird sound. And whatever he was doing, I later told Ivan about it, which I'll talk about real quick, but he put his hands here, cut my head, and I felt him putting something inside me, and it's a very loud ringing sound, and I passed out. I couldn't take it. I just passed out. So I woke up the next morning really early, and the first thing I did was message Ivan, and I was like, this is insane. Like, you gotta hear about this. What was going on? And the rest of the day, I noticed that my sensitivity was heightened. Now, if I'm in traffic or I'm driving and there's like a crazy driver that, in 5 minutes from that point might hit me, I get an image of it, man. I see things before they happen now. And yeah, I feel one of them standing over here. So someone's here. But yeah, they heightened my sensitivity, and I started seeing fourth dimensional energy in a lot greater detail, I see blue and white like moving all over, and that didn't happen, until he did that. So Ivan said that I knew him from a past life. We were old buddies, but we did have a disagreement somehow in something. So he was there just to boost my abilities, my sensitivity, and he was there to clear karma. He was like, and it was nothing bad. He was like, you had a small disagreement in the past. nothing, big, nothing threatening. I mean, he was there to send me love, but he was like, he's clearing some things right now, and that's really all it is. And Ivan was like, you may or you may not see him again. And when I went to go visit my dad, because my parents split up about 2 years ago, my dad now lives 5 hours north in like northern Wisconsin, middle of freaking nowhere. And when I went to go see him, I felt a lot of negative energies around, so I wanted to be protected. And I remember the first night I was there, I saw that specific Arcturian. He was there with me. So he's around somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it with that. So yeah, an hour and a half of talking. So that's probably good enough. Sorry the video cut off. I don't think I've ever talked for over an hour on here, so I didn't know it cuts off at an hour. So my apologies, guys. If any of you guys have any questions, obviously let me know, because I want to become a spiritual guide and instructor, and the truth is, this is thinking way down the road, because humanity has to awaken. But people have to realize that we are going to be these beings that we are seeing. Like how we see higher dimensional beings and they give us healing and information and channeling. We are going to become them for a lower, there's a life right now that's probably like germs or whatever on a planet that's going to have a physical incarnation, and then we're gonna eventually evolve and be the beings that guide them, and then they're gonna awaken, and it's the process of how it works. It's the process of spiritual evolution, so it's like, even though we're going through that path here in this life, I still want to be a guide to people and help people out, because, and again, this is hard for me. It's really hard for me to, I guess, accept the fact that some, I mean, it's true, we all have different abilities. So, of course, it can be hard to connect sometimes. But I don't know, for me, it's like when I went to the workshop, I thought a lot of people were, again, I don't want to say at this level because there's no comparisons. I guess I just thought a lot of people were buddies with the aliens and saw what I saw, and they don't. So it's like, it's hard sometimes to connect, but by all means, I want to give everything that I have to all of you, so I think that's that. I kind of did this on a whim. I was like, I'm going to make a video. So, I ended up talking for an hour and a half without thinking about what I'm going to talk about. So, that was it, guys. So, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. I may do a channeling tonight. I'm not sure. I already have felt the energies coming in, so we'll see. But, alright, guys, take care. Peace.